Instagram, we're live. TikTok, we're live.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
And we are live for show number 150, just like that. I have the full crew here tonight. Both of the lovely young ladies that I'm glad are joining me to help make this happen. Now, before we turn it over to Adrian so she can take it over, got a special surprise where you can get my free information, my courses for free. No coaching, but you can get the actual courses to speed up everything for free. So you got to stick around. I'm going to announce this a few times until we get the numbers up or whatever. So over to you, AP. Oh, share this, like it, you know the drill. Oh, and also what I've done is we're going to try something new tonight. We're going to add, we're going to let some people come on and talk video live. And to access that, you need to go to comps101.com. You'll see a button there that says go. What did it say? Join us live. It's going to be a red button. It'll be obvious. Let me see what it actually says. I'm sorry. It's going to say go live with us now at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right? And so you tap that, and we'll add you on, let you ask your question. Any stupidness, you know what's going to happen. But so over to you, AP. A lot of curveballs there, but
yeah, you said a whole lot. That was wow. Yep. Hey, Renee.
Hello.
Thank you for being here with us tonight. As Ty mentioned, it is the 150th Flippinar. So thank you guys for joining us. I think that's a milestone. Good number there. We're here every Thursday, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. This is the place where you ask your questions in regards to wholesaling real estate, a little no cash or credit. Woo, that's a mouthful. You ask the questions, I'll read the questions, and Ty and Renikia will answer the questions. Like to give her a little shout out to some people joining us. Melissa, I see you. Frederick, Y. Dickey, Pistol Pete, Miss Tasha, Ken, Hader, Anthony, two Anthonys, Ralph, and Sanasi. Thank you all for joining us. Cheryl Blanche, thanks for being here. On Instagram, Lex Cortez says, hey guys, join this man, listen to this man's advice, the best in the game. I would have to say I agree. Ooh. DIY Mom, Hillside, and J2 Daz. Hey y'all, I see you waving. And don't forget, guys, you still have time. We just joined to tell a friend to join us. We are live across Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. Wow, just pretty much all social media platforms. Hey, D from Philly, tell them to join us. And before you log out today, make sure you hit that like button. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share. Let's do all of that. So, Rennie, you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, we're going to jump right into this.
Again, if you want to ask your question on video with us, go to comps101.com and select the button that says go live with us now. It's a red, big, fat button at the top. Also, we're going to be giving away some free courses tonight. You're not going to believe how easy it is for you to get a free course. Wholesaling houses and apartment buildings. You're going to be able to streamline everything for that. Even though it's all free on my YouTube channel, it may take a couple months to go through that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it away free if you do this for me. Not going to cost you any money, just a little. All right, so let's go.
All right, there you go, guys. Let's see here, just making sure I lock that out. So, Y. Dickey says, could you explain why would an ARV be less than the last sale price? For example, the ARV is listed as $93K, but the last sale price was $287. Why would that be?
I could start that off. That's a really, really great question. So it seemed like what happened was The property probably is in the area of a lot of foreclosures or something of that nature, where it did sell for $200,000, but because of the recent sales in the area that could be around 90, 100,000, that last sale is somewhat obsolete because now the value of the area is around $100,000. So that's what happens. Your property is valued based on the recent sales. And obviously that could have been a sale prior to maybe the last crash, where it sold for that. But because of the last crash, because of all the closures, it caused the value of the property to come down, a decrease. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, definitely that. And sometimes you may have a package of properties that were included in that property. And the actual ARV is around 90, but it may have been 3 properties included in one, and it just one considered as one transaction of sale. Sometimes it's multiple parcels is what they call it. And you have to, I don't know what service you're using to come up with your comps, but I know on Digulated PropStream, you can filter out multiple parcels included in one transaction, which may appear that it's actually just one property, but it may be 3, 10, whatever. So you just have to make sure that's the problem. Oh, and speaking of Digulated PropStream, the app is out, came out Monday, I think, Android and iTunes. We just did a video today. I should, if I get my graphics guy to get, what I need by tomorrow, I'll have it up tomorrow, but it is awesome.
Wow. Wow. That's good.
All right. You have it, guys. App. Dealator.com is an app. Someone asked what makes Dealator better than Deal Machine.
You will see tomorrow.
Okay.
You will see tomorrow. You'll be able to drive for dollars, and not only just drive for a house and look because it's distressed or ugly. You will be able to drive for dollars with some purpose. Meaning, if you want to drive in an area where there are bankruptcies or there are potential divorce or tax delinquent, those houses may not be ugly or appear to be distressed. You can do that with this app.
Okay, so we have Pistol Pete, who got here early to make sure that his question was asked.
Oh, he's in the thing?
You see him right there on the bottom?
Oh, sure is in it. There he is. That's what's up, man. You're the first one. Pistol Pete.
Wow, this is awesome. Wow, Pistol Pete.
That's what's up.
How we doing today?
Are we good, man? What's happening?
Good. All right, so my question was, and this is probably more for Renikia, what average credit score would you recommend someone have in order to purchase and fund rehab with no money out of pocket?
Okay, so we may be talking about 2 different scenarios. Wholesale, from a wholesale scenario, you're not talking about a wholesale scenario. You're talking about a fix and flip scenario.
Correct, fix and flip.
Talking about a fix and flip scenario. So a fix and flip scenario is really is nowhere around putting money into a fix and flip deal at all. I mean, you got down payment, you got closing costs, you got homeowner insurance, attorney fees, wire fees. I mean, you're going to put some skin in the game when you're doing a fix and flip. But the great thing about our loans is that you don't need tax returns, bank statements, income verification, or pay stubs, and you only need a 660 credit score higher to get into a fix and flip loan.
That's your question.
That's your question.
It did. I think I misunderstood one of your older videos, so that was the reason why I came across that question.
All right, man.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yay! Look at that. That was neat.
Oh, this is nice. You might think this
Hey, I've been sleeping on that feature. I knew it existed.
Oh.
Whatever. Okay, we in here. So again, if you want to ask your question on video,
Which
simply
is
go
awesome for me.
which you go to comps101.com and you'll see a red button that says go live with us now. So if you want to do it that way, we're going to answer questions through the other platforms also, but we want to add a little twist to it. And remember, stick around. We're giving away free courses. All it's going to cost you is just a little of this, no money.
So on TikTok, hey guys, I see you there, Ronaldo, Adlab, and Holla Babe. I can't see it either actually on my phone. I know it's up because I can see it on Ty's phone, but yeah, it says we can't see it. None of them can see it. This is what we see.
Oh, you know what? I seen that on somebody else's when I was trying to look at somebody's live on TikTok.
It just says loading.
Oh, okay. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, well, it's not loading for me either, guys, and I'm sitting right here.
I'm gonna redo. I'm gonna go back and come back in then.
Okay, so there you have it. We'll come out and go back in. Just refresh. Thank you. So Ken Davis wants to know who has dealt with guardianship issues. He's in Texas, and he wants to know, is that process expensive? Because I know you have to get a lawyer involved. And he's saying that the deal he currently has, they want him to pay for the process and the lawyer. So guardianship issues, how would you come into that situation?
I mean, are you speaking of a power of attorney issue? Are you speaking of, a probate issue where there are multiple, people involved to sign off on it?
Okay, so that would be, if you wanted to add on to that and explain exactly what you mean by guardianship issues, I'll make sure I circle back to that question. So let's see here. Cheryl has a question. She's been asking folks to call her sideline number. Many callers want a Google code they send to me before they call me. What is your experience with this? I don't know what any of that means. What's a code that you have to have?
Oh, that's just some features. Those are just features that she has set up. That's
that screen. Number?
Yeah, that screen. Oh, it's an app. Somebody in the thing. You ain't see him? I did. Okay. We come. Okay, yeah. But anyway, Sideline is an app. I used to promote it. I actually still have it on my phone for a couple, and I really could let it go because I don't even use those numbers anymore. What I would recommend to you, a better option is Vumber. Let me just go there. Now, if you already have put that number out there, then you're going to have to probably ride with it for a little while or whatever. But it sounds just like it's just a feature that you need to probably turn off or to turn on to prevent them from having to enter a code whenever they call you. It's just something in your settings.
All right. So, yeah.
Is it up?
Yes, TikTok, we're up.
Okay.
TikTok,
right,
we're back working. Sean Biggs is our next caller who's going to join us on screen. Thank you for joining us today, Sean Biggs. Tell us where you're from, and you can go ahead and ask your question.
Oh, wow. I can't believe I'm on this thing. I'm in Chicago.
I love Chicago.
They don't tell them country boys that.
Y'all got a gold mine out there in Chicago.
Yeah, because most of the properties in the area I am right now go from at least $1 million plus.
Wow.
So, I'm about a block away from Barack Obama's house, so I'm in Hyde Park.
Okay.
But the
uncle now.
Okay then.
The question I have is, like, once the deal is done, like, where does the check come from? Do you have to go to the title company, or how does that work?
Those are good problems. That's a good question. So, usually you're going to send all your contracts, your AB contract, your BC contract. You're going to send all of that to the closing attorney. Your money or your assignment fee should be on the HUD if you're doing an assignment, or you'll have double HUD contracts where you'll get the money in the middle. The key is that you will send the closing attorney your wiring instructions, and they'll wire the money, or you can go to the closing and sign off on the paperwork, and you can get a paper check, and you can cash. You can deposit your check. I like wires.
Yeah, definitely. Do I have to have attorney prior, or do I use the buyer's attorney?
You can use either attorney. Both is negotiable. Personally, when I'm doing a wholesale deal, I like to control the narrative. And a lot of times when the buyer, if the buyer using their attorney, they control the narrative. Right. There could be a possibility that they tell the buyer what I got the property written on the contract for. So I like to just use my attorney, even if I got to, I make it seem like, hey, I already got the title done, we're ready to go. Or I may do an incentive to say, hey, I'll put a flat fee towards your title, your attorney fees or your closing costs. So they give them incentive to use my attorney, or I can control the narrative. But it's it's literally negotiable. You can work with the buyer attorney or the seller attorney, or you can control it with your attorney.
Okay, that's been the gray area for me. Everything else I'm still working on, but I'm like, okay, once the deal is done, what happens then? So that was my big question.
That's the easy part. Send your wire instructions.
Okay, there it is. Direct deposit.
Hey,
Absolutely.
there you go. All right, thank you for joining
Okay,
us,
well, thank
Sean.
you guys. No
No
problem.
worries. Good luck in Chi-Town.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Remember, guys, if you want to go live with us on video, go to comps101.com. That's comps, COMPS 101.com. And hit the button, the red button that says go live with us now.
Okay.
Nice.
So on YouTube, to find the channel, just go to Flipman. Someone on TikTok wanted to find the YouTube channel.
Yeah, just go to YouTube and do a search for Ask Flipman Show 150. If you're trying to find this live feed now. So
Yes. There you go. Hopefully that helps you. Hey, Shaq Smith from Westside Detroit. I see you. Thanks for joining us. He's been with us since day one. Brianna, you want to know, how do you find a real mentor? And you find good leads, but you don't want to sell yourself and want to walk through with someone. I'll bring the property. Okay, so you have options on that. You can either
what's the question? How do I find a real mentor?
Yeah.
You mean locally?
Right.
If she means locally, I guess you would probably have to go to some real meetings, meetups as they call them or whatever, things of that nature. You may meet someone kind enough to do it for free, and then you're going to have some people that are going to have a freight that comes with it if you're looking for someone local. But if you're looking for someone that will communicate with you by phone, text message, and or email, answer the phone 7 days a week within reason. Obviously, this individual has a little life, very little, and a little business, very little. So within understanding, he's not hard to reach. That would be me, aka me. So if you're interested, just text or call me 205-492-3425.
All right, there you have it. Now back to that guardianship question out in Texas. That was from Ken. And what he meant by that was the house was left in a minor's name and it was not probated. So guardianship as in who controls the property on behalf of the child.
Oh, well, I mean, you have no choice but to deal with the guardian or the power attorney that is over the child. Yeah, I think it's nowhere around and have to deal with the guardian. So I mean, you just got to get everybody on the same page. And if they want you to pay for it, then if it's worth it, then pay for it. They want you to pay for their attorney fees, but I don't see why they would need attorney fees outside of just selling the property. So I'm not for sure what they need, what they want you to pay for. But if there's enough spread in it, pay it. Yeah.
All right, we do have Sam Brown. He's next up to join us. Sam, welcome and thank you for joining us. Just let us know where you're calling from. Introduce yourself, player.
I'm from South Dakota. I have a couple questions.
Okay, thank you for turning that down. What's your question?
Well, I got two questions. First is, how do you approach the owners of the houses that you're trying to wholesale? And secondly, how do you pay taxes?
Okay, so when you say approaching the owners of the house you're trying to wholesale, what portion is this straight off the bat, brand new? We haven't communicated with them at all?
Yes,
the initial contact. Okay. Yeah. So how are we?
Well, how did the lead come to you? Was it you called them, they called you? How did it come to you? Because that matters.
Well, I drove around and I seen some houses that are run down, and I got their information and I called them, and it didn't go so well. So I was wondering what's the best way.
All right. Well, what did you say? Give us an idea what you said when you called.
Well, it's very simple. I said, hi, my name. I said my name, and I said, I was wondering if you were trying to sell your property for cash. And he said, well, the property, like he gave me a number and it was like way up there, you know? And then he was like, please don't call me back no more.
All right. Okay. That's good. You took action, number one. That opening statement we need a little work on that. Okay. First, again, the A+ for taking action. All right. So a lot of ways to go about this. Ideally for me, you call and say, hi, my name is Ty. I'm calling to speak to the owner at 123 Main Street about buying their property. Do I have the right person? Right. Okay. So you just want to let them know, number one, it really ain't a sales call. You calling to give out money. So if they say yes, all right, say great. Then you go into your spiel and say, well, we're looking to buy a couple of properties in the area, and we noticed that particular property seemed to be vacant. Would you be interested in actually selling it? All right. Assuming he says yes. All right. So, well, great. I say just a couple of things about it. How long has it been vacant? And so what you're trying to do is to get them to go into the history of the property, build a little rapport. You want to fact find at the same time. And then once you get past, the general questions, which I have a video on that, the script or whatever, but you want to know the bedrooms and baths. You just throwing stuff. It really don't matter about that. How long does it have a mortgage on it? Is aware of any liens or anything? When was the last time the roof was replaced? That may not be a valid question depending on the condition of it or whatever. And then you just hit him up like, well, paying all cash and closing quickly, what would be the least amount you'll accept for it? Right.
Right. And when he gives you a ridiculous number.
Okay. If he doesn't give you a price, because a lot of times they won't if you call them out of the blue, you say, well, and now you should already have your number ready because they didn't call you, you called them. Yep. They say, I say, wow, I was hoping you would give me your least amount because my least amount, obviously, I'm trying to get it for as cheap as I can get it. And, maybe say, hey, if I could get it for $1, I would, laughing or whatever. Hopefully you get a laugh back or whatever I say. But, you throw that number out there. You're going to throw a number out there that you're embarrassed about, right? If let's just use an example. If it's a $100,000 ARV, it's vacant. Well, I'm probably going to throw out 20 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just throw out. Hell yeah. And I'm not expecting him to accept it, but he might. But if he doesn't hang up on me, which is fine. If he hangs up on me, he made it easy for both of us. He said, no, I can't take that. I said, well, my follow-up question will be, well, how close can you come to that amount? So I'm probably going to get his least amount, whatever that is. And then even when he says that, you still want to say, ooh, is that the best you can do? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, there you go, man. So you can go back and watch this about 20 minutes in, and there it is, or whatever. So, like I say, it's a lot of ways to go about it. Renika probably add on how she.
Honestly, I could have said that script better than that. I mean, if you use that every time, it's just a no-brainer. You're gonna get the focus is to get to the answer to the question: are you selling, and how much you want to sell it for? And I think if you just take that script and use it every time, that's it. Keep it really simple. It's the same conversation with every person that you talk to.
Okay.
All right.
Well, my last question. How do you think like this?
CPA, 3 words. CPA.
Okay.
Words. We don't give any tax advice here, man.
Thank you.
CPA.
All
but
right.
that's one of them good problems. Because that means you're making some money.
Okay.
Okay. Well, have a good evening, Sam from South Dakota. Thanks for calling in.
Wait a minute, Sam. Wait a minute. Whoa.
What?
Wait a minute, dude.
Okay, see, South Dakota. Yeah, we see.
We didn't even got to say it.
He already knew what it was.
So why?
Wait a minute, what else is there?
What are you doing up there?
School. You're doing school up here, man.
I'm for free.
No.
What?
Well, they got a special.
What are you doing up there, North Dakota?
Man, it's just cheap up
You
here.
might well
It's
go to
just cheap up here.
Maine.
Huh?
This is cheap up here.
What
I'm
what are you
sure because
studying?
there's no one there.
What are you studying?
She said nobody there.
What are you studying, man?
Politics and economics.
Who?
Politics and economics.
Politics and economics.
Attorney?
It's good.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Liberia, Africa.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's what's up. All right.
Okay, so you just trying to get in with your city
You don't have
out
an
here.
accent. How long have you been here?
I've been here since I was a kid.
Oh, you from here, man.
Oh, you know, you got Americanized.
What city?
You know-
I'm just curious. What city?
What?
What city did you grow up in the U.S.?
Buffalo, New York, and Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.
How big is the population there where you're located? What's the population in South Dakota?
Right now, we're probably like maybe 50,000.
Okay, that's big enough. That's big enough to do a few deals. You're in college too. You know what I'm saying? That's big enough.
Okay.
All right, my man. But make it happen, my man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Be careful up there.
Bye-bye. All right, next.
I'm nosing.
You know that.
No, we're going worse than that. I'm like, South Dakota.
I was the baby up in the what they call it, the thing you put them in after you're born.
The incubator.
I was the one with the head up.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
What y'all doing out there?
How you talking about the incubator? Oh, wait a minute.
In the thing where my babies be, man. Yeah, the nursery. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Nose looking out the
So
window.
you,
That's your daddy. Who daddy is that?
My daddy probably wasn't at the
but
time.
that's
You know
just,
what? You know what? Oh,
Yeah, my daddy dead, man.
Isaiah Tavares, thank you for joining us. You're next up. Please tell us where you're calling from and go ahead and ask your question.
Oh yeah.
What up,
Ty
man?
Taylor, it's good to see you, man.
welcome.
Gosh, dude. My favorite part about Thursdays is like your stream. Thanks for having me on.
I know.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Wait, can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay, sorry, the delay. Yeah, hey man. So like I've been like researching wholesaling for a bit, like for most of the year. And I drove for dollars earlier today. I found a bunch of good homes. So I live in Southern California. So the home prices are pretty high here. I found a home. It was a 2-bed, 1-bath. I looked up on Zillow and Redfin, like the Zestimates or whatever. And it is literally like the most cookie cutter home. And under the impression, now it's overgrown vegetation and everything, and I'm pretty sure it's jacked in the inside, but it's appraised like at 1.1 or like 1.2 million.
Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, huh?
Do you have the owner's contact information already?
I just skip traced him last night.
Okay.
So I skip traced him. I haven't contacted him yet because I can't find good like scripts for wholesalers online or on YouTube. I can't find anything, and I don't want to like screw it up because
You didn't listen to when we were. Oh, you couldn't hear us on when we were just talking to what my man named Samuel.
That's Sam.
Yeah,
the South Dakota guy.
Yeah.
The guy that we just got through speaking with, he had the same question.
Okay.
And I went through it. So you can go back about in this particular, when you go back to YouTube, just go in about 20 minutes, and I broke it down to how I would do it or whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And plus you're out there in Southern California, man. That's one of the places I want to do some business. Just hit me up tomorrow. I'll talk to you about it.
And one other thing, I know you've been using the same contract since 2003. So does your contract have it set up to where they don't know the profit that I'm making on it? Because like
that's really not the contract per se, but how you organize your closing, or more so. If you double close, then that'll prevent them from knowing them initially. If they want to go back and look at the records, they could, or whatever. But that part of it, that's just going to be how you set up the close. It's really not the contract per se. And so if you
You may be talking about the assignment contract, but you don't have assignment.
Yeah, I don't use an assignment contract. I use 2 purchase and sales agreements. And,
wait, don't have an assignment?
No.
That's what wholesaling was.
No, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Don't calm down. Well, what I do,
I love it.
how it happens is you have contract A, B, which is purchase and sales agreement with the seller, and then you have contract BC with your buyer. So that's how they don't know what you're getting the property for, because you're giving say that property you're talking about is 1.1 and you can get it for 700,000. So you would market that property probably at, we'll just say at 800, and say somebody comes back and say they want to do it at 780. So you'll have a contract with the seller for 700, purchase and sales agreement, and then you have a contract with the buyer for 780. You see what I'm saying? So they're not negotiating they're negotiating your assignment fee, but they're not knowingly negotiating your assignment fee. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
So whenever you close on it, then that's when things will be revealed or whatever. But that's too far down the track. And then you still can set up a closing to even prevent that from happening with a double close. So I'm still getting paid with an assignment fee, but I'm not using assignment contracts or whatever. I'm using 2 purchase and sales agreements. Don't let that confuse you.
That has the assignment clause in it.
It just has the right to assign the agreement. All contracts are assignable unless it says it's not assignable.
Do you guys have any special E&O insurances you guys use at all? I mean, I figured, like somebody's bound to want to sue you for messing up likely at a period.
I know California is very litigious. That's right.
Litigationist?
I think I'm saying that right. So
heavy litigation.
I deal with quite a few guys out there, so I can find out about that part of it or whatever. But I don't think they really have that many issues it's when it comes to wholesale. But I can find out for you. Just hit me up tomorrow about that problem if you want some help on it.
No, for sure. And then just one last thing.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you're really big on the text blast. So there's text blasting, and I know there's skip tracing. So if you buy the text blasting software, will it automatically skip trace, or do you have to skip trace first and then text blast?
Well, the service that I'm a reseller, which is batch leads, you go through texttoflip.com to access it at the discount. In reality, it has a skip tracing feature in there, but that's a separate cost for your list, right? Now, I promote skip to flip, which is with Skip Vault. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter or whatever. But you do have to. It's a separate cost to skip the list. Then the text messaging service itself, it's not a blast because you're really individually sending those texts out with just a click of with your mouse or laptop or whatever. Sending out a blast, a lot of those won't be received because the carriers don't like that form, and plus you're not being compliant with the FCC when you do a blast and they didn't give you permission to text them. But when you're sending them out individually, then that becomes compliant for whatever reason. I don't know why, but these guys haven't figured out. So just go to YouTube and check out my videos on text to flip, one word, the number 2, and it'll make a lot more sense for you.
Understood. So I just want to clarify. So because people, like you said, text blasting is kind of against the FCC. I mean, a lot of wholesalers pimp that pretty hard. So I'm just thinking, when people have those long lists, did they actually find all of them individually, or did they purchase those lists? Where do they get the list of all those properties? And,
that's what this is for, right?
Okay, deal you later.
If you once you look at those skip to flip and text to flip videos, I have videos show you how to build a list and everything, and they're using this. And the app just dropped Monday on top of that. So
deal you later app. Well,
it's Deal You Later, aka PropStream, but so you can get the 5-day free trial going through Deal You Later or whatever.
Wait, what is it on? What's the name of it under the App Store? PropStream or Deal You Later?
PropStream. It'll be PropStream on the App Store.
Awesome. Well, hey, Ty, I appreciate you answering all my questions, boss. And man, keep killing it. I know you guys have an agreement, right? Or a little partnership. Where if I find a deal and you find me a buyer, we split it 50-50.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So maybe I'll hit you up because I don't have any buyers. So
let's do it, man. I'm ready. I'm loaded out there in LA. I just need some properties to I got plenty.
I'm in OC, but only about an hour away from LA.
Okay, that's cool. Close enough.
Isaiah, your turn.
Good question. Great question.
But just hit me up tomorrow. You got my number?
I don't. What is it?
205 492-3425.
3425. Ty Taylor.
That's
Awesome.
me.
Thank you, Ty.
The whole name. Hey,
That's me.
he has been watching the videos.
Yeah, no, dude, this is
You're
my
trying to figure it
Thursday
out.
right
You
here.
have a really great question. So
Oh yeah. Thanks, man. You
I
have
can
to.
tell you're trying to figure it out. That's good.
I'll be back.
All right, yes, sir. All right.
Have a good
Thank
one,
you
guys.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Love it. Lots of good questions for you guys. Hopefully that helped you out. Now, before we get to Marco, Hernandez on TikTok wants to know, actually, is this TikTok? Yes. How can he also call in? So what's that thing you think?
Oh yeah, if you want to get your question answered live on video here with Renika and myself and Adria, go to comps101.com. That's COMPS101.com. You'll see the red button that says "Go live with us now."
Okay. And on the TikTok camera, let's adjust that because they get like just one eye and they
tripping.
Yeah, they sway sleep.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Got full face. And one said he looking at you. Okay, so thank you guys. I appreciate that. And DeAndre Tunnel said the PropStream app is fire. It's already
Wow. About that.
Yeah.
I ain't lying. I wasn't lying.
Okay, so we're gonna
That's a big one.
Guys,
you definitely want that as you get out there and you driving for dollars and skip tracing. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Guys, I see you posting your questions. Most definitely, I'm gonna get to them. We do have, as you can see, a new toy here. So we're bringing people on, let them ask their singularity question, singular, not plural question. And then I'm most definitely gonna ask those as well. But Marco Delgado, he's next up. Marco, tell us where you're from.
What's up, man?
Hey, Marco.
Hey, Marco.
Yes, sir.
You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Are you good?
Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you guys for allowing me to be on here. Thank you, Flipman and Renikia. And we appreciate you guys, all the gold nuggets you guys drop. I live in San Ramon. That's the northern part of California, Bay Area, East Bay. Prices out here about $800 to $1 million for homes. But I also work in the Central Valley, the Modesto area. Yeah, big money. But the average homes there could be anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000. So I'm a realtor. I'm licensed as a realtor. I am struggling. Obviously, a lot of realtors are. But what are things that, as a benefit, as a realtor, I mean, I have a lot of data. I have a lot of contacts. But how can I reach out to my audience and pursue the wholesaling business as a realtor?
But Renika is she's an agent, so she's gonna have a different insight than what I'll add. But then I'll add that. I'll go after her.
No, that's a really great question. I think every realtor and real estate agent, broker, they need to learn wholesaling. Honestly, I was that struggling real estate agent years ago. It's like people are not buying. And then when I realized I can make $10,000, $15,000 on a $30,000 transaction, it was a no-brainer for me to focus on wholesaling more than 3%. So the key is that you have all the advantage when you're a realtor to wholesale. Why? Because when you tell the average seller that you're a realtor, they let their guard down. You know how many deals I put together because I was a realtor? So you told me the highest number that you're willing to take. And because I'm a realtor, my buyer told me the highest number that they're willing to buy. So because I knew everyone's number, I could maximize the in-between. And it was because of the fact that I was a real estate agent and because I was a realtor. And so they just let their guard down. So you want to, one of the things I used to do, the same concept that they teach you how to go find listings, it's the same concept. So the same thing we're teaching on the wholesaling and how to go find wholesaling, it's the same concept that they teach real estate agents on how to find listings. The difference is that when you find a listing, you tell them, hey, I have a database of investors that I can probably sell this property over in the next 2 weeks without me having to put this on MLS, causing you to pay more in fees and realtor fees. Would you mind allowing me to pass this along to my preferred investors and see if I can get this sold prior to having to put it on MLS? And it works like a charm every time. It was a no-brainer for anyone. So use that as a tactic. Use yourself as an agent. It lowers everyone's guard down and allows you to really maximize your fee because everyone is telling you their secrets.
Awesome. No, that's great info. Thank
But you
very
also
much.
want to make sure you handle your paperwork right from your broker standpoint. That's another question. But you want to make sure that you handle it right from a broker standpoint, because as brokers, they don't understand wholesaling. And so you have to make sure you structure it right, where there's a form on MLS that allows you to sell unlisted properties, use it, whatever the case may be. So just make sure you handle your paperwork right with your broker at the same time. Now there's a ways where you can kind of slide on the radar, but maybe we can have a conversation outside of the live, for me to put that, show you that way, but make sure you handle that with your broker and understand that everyone trusts you as a realtor.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And
Well,
one more question.
Okay. Yeah, let me add to that. Now, I was an agent. All that what you said is on point. Now, you obviously going to have to market yourself, whether you want to wholesale or not. That's what it boils down to. You marketing for opportunities. And in most cases, as a wholesaler, when you're looking for wholesale properties, the majority of the people that you speak with, the prices are not going to work, right, for a wholesale deal. Most won't, but enough will. That's my motto or whatever, especially when it comes to this or whatever. So it would, because you are marketing so much as a wholesaler, you're going to automatically be able to transition those deals that are not wholesale deals over into listings, right? So just your listing fees, and you still a problem. See, a lot of times they'll give you a number that won't work for you as a wholesaler, but they may give you a number that if it's placed on MLS, which will automatically go on to Zillow, it'll be a great opportunity for somebody that's trying to move a family that's going to move in a house. It may be a $600,000 house, but they'll sell it at 510. That still doesn't work for you as a wholesaler, but for a family that wants to move in, it's a smoking deal. And so you'll pick up that 3%. I don't know what the number would be. So that's still a $15,000 payday that you can put some in your pocket, some and back into your marketing. So I would double whammy it like that for number one. Then the other thing is, as an agent, which I'm sure, I guess she sort of said that you definitely want to take advantage of all the expired listings and all that stuff. That just goes into your market. I'm sure you already are doing that. But the main thing is that trend. Oh, and don't forget about owner finance. A lot of times you're going to have an opportunity because it's overpriced for a wholesale deal as for the cash deal. You can probably set up terms. And because, like she said, you are a trusted agent with the R or whatever, they may listen to you and they may be open to some owner financing terms that you can also wholesale out to maybe a family or an investor. You know what I'm saying? A property will become more attractive to an investor, even if it's more costly as a flip, but they may want to turn it into some type of income producing property. So, use that hat, that realtor's hat, that, like I said, gives you credibility or whatever to transition some of those deals into owner financing, and also some of those overpriced deals that wouldn't be a cash deal for a wholesale property, you would just turn into a listing, and because it's still discounted for a family, but not for an actual flipper or whatever. What's your next question?
The next question is that as a realtor, I don't know if you heard of a Redex where you can buy, phone numbers and emails. And so if I approach the wholesaling side of it, how could I reach out to these potential sellers, not as a realtor, but maybe as an investor? I mean, how could I do that? Because I have like thousands of contacts that I can call and just dial and dial. As a realtor, it's kind of like they don't want to do business with me, but as an investor, how could I capitalize on that?
Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Rudy.
I'll just say this. I mean, you want to approach it both ways. I mean, understanding who you're dealing with. If I know I'm dealing with someone who don't really like agents, and I'm gonna leave as an investor with the ability to utilize my realtor services. So for some sellers don't want to deal with wholesalers and investors. They rather deal with a wholesaler. I mean, a real estate agent. So at the end of the day, I will always leave a both. I mean, but most importantly, know who your target, who your audience is, so you know which one to lead more with over the other.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I would also what we were talking with the last guy about text messaging. Instead of doing the cold calling, I would incorporate some of the text message. Look up my video, textoflip.com. It'll make a lot more sense, and it keeps you compliant with the FCC. You don't want to get in trouble with that. So you're going to get a much higher response rate. Sounds like you all, well, you probably have already done some cold calling. It's a lot easier when your response rate is a lot higher, and then the end game is to get them on the phone or whatever, and that's what text messaging do. You send out 200 of them in a day, and you're talking to 15 people. That's
that's good.
That's unbelievable, and that's what it'll do or whatever. So I might be being conservative on that, man. It is unbelievable. As long as you, and then the follow-up game, as you already know, is a huge part of it. So make sure you incorporate that into the list that you have access to.
No, thank you for the information. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem at all, man. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Marco.
Right,
Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Next up is Rich Rags. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. And where you calling from?
I'm blessed and highly favored, and I'm calling from the big city of Dallas, Texas.
Oh, okay. Welcome. What's your question, sir?
All right, so you guys may know me as Dallas, Texas Rick.
I see that on there. I did. It didn't went away. Okay, go ahead. I like that shirt though.
That's from me, Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, so my question is, I'm talking to this homeowner. She's asking for $75,000. I've already did the comps on the house and everything. 75 doesn't work. I need to be more at 60. I texted her back and forth, and she's like, Rick, I'm not doing anything during this this crisis, but I really need to hurry up and get it under contract. So that's where I'm at right now. I don't want to be too pushy, but I need to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how would you guys move forward with that?
So she says she wants 70 and you need to be at 60.
She wants 75. I need to be at 60, but she said she doesn't want to do anything right now because of COVID. So it's kind of like, gosh, like I need to hurry and kind of like get it for the price 60. Does that make sense to you guys?
You need to do it because you need the money. Is that what you're saying?
Well, see, initially I was gonna wholesale the property, right?
Yeah.
But I wanna fix and flip it. So that that's where I'm at. It's just like I could go either way. But I wanna try the fix and flip side of it.
Okay, I got you. And so what's the ARV on it?
145 to 150.
Well, what's the repairs? That's
it's gonna be 45,000.
Oh, okay. So that's 120. It would be profitable, probably. It just wouldn't be as much as you want at 75, or whatever. You may want to take this angle with it, so you don't have to be so much out of cash. See if she'll owner finance it to you at 75, and you come up with some terms, tell her you'll cash her out in 12 months or 18 months or whatever. So now she can, with the COVID thing happening, she could be receiving income off the property or whatever. And, and I don't know why she didn't want to move. It's not like the house is going to give her COVID or whatever. I want to find out more what her reason it is, because that doesn't make any sense. But that may give you an opportunity. Hey, I can get you some money now or whatever. Give me a time to fix it. By the time, I have it renovated or whatever, this will have either not gone away, but we've gotten a handle on it or whatever. So you may want to consider doing that. Now, she's concerned about you meeting her at the house or something like that.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, she lives an hour away from here, from Dallas.
Okay.
And the reason why I spotted the house was because obviously long grass and looks like nobody's living there. So she'll come every once in a blue moon. I'll see her mowing the lawn, and I stopped by just to kind of say, hey, what's up? I'm interested in buying. She's also got 5 years left on that house. So that's another, yeah, another, I guess. Yeah, she still has 5 years left on paying on the house.
So this is interesting. So she's stating that she want to wait until after COVID, but I think what people have to understand as homeowners, we don't know what's going to happen after COVID. We don't know if another wave of COVID is going to come and no one can go back to work. And next thing you know, we go into another Great Depression, as what we seen in 2009 and 2010. So what she want to do is sell her property. This is how I get her. So you want to sell your property now because property values are going down because of the pandemic, because people are not able to pay their rent or not able to pay their bills, which is causing foreclosures in the area, which is causing the value of the properties to decrease. So I mean, if she want to sell it at her maximum amount, today is the day to sell it, not wait until afterwards, because afterwards I may give you offer $50,000 because of the values in the area may decrease. Another thing you stated that the property is worth what, 150?
145 to 150.
Okay, I'm gonna take 145 times 0.7. That's all in at 101. So if I subtract out 75,000, what you really want, your spread is about $26,000 in rehab. You say you need 40. So I think she needs to understand that I know you want 75,000, but all of these things is really wrong with your property, and I have to repair those. And because I got to repair those, my best offer is 60,000. I may can go 63, or whatever, give it, something of that nature. But you have to make them understand. Everyone is all in love with their properties. What they're not in love with is the ability to understand their properties in bad shape and it needs work. So you want to itemize those things that it needs. Look at the roof. It's going to cost me about $15,000 to fix this roof. Look at this. Look at this. You want to begin to point these things out to her to show her the reason why I'm giving you this is because of the amount of repairs that I need to put into this property in order for me, So paint that narrative for her as well.
Okay. Awesome. I also have an appointment for tomorrow. I set up an appointment at 10 a.m. on a different property. Lady's asking 200,000. I think comps in the area are 250. So anyways, I scheduled the appointment. I'm gonna go out there and get all my information. And then do you guys think I should shoot her an offer like within the next hour when I meet her, or you think I should wait overnight to shoot her an offer?
Shoot her offer the same day.
Okay.
Whatever the case may be. Or the next day. I mean, but the key is that you want them to know, unless you know how to walk in and really estimate your repairs. You want them to know that, hey, I'm gonna take these pictures in this video. I'm gonna get this over to my general contractor team so they can kind of give me an estimate of how much these repairs will be. From my look at it, looks like it's gonna cost about $50,000. Now you can inflate that number a little bit. They don't know. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's my numbers. My numbers may cost me 50. You may can get it done for 30. So you want to let them know that, hey, I'm going to take this over so I can get my GP to thoroughly look at this and give you a good estimate for your property. And I'll shoot you over, and then I can send you over my offer. Okay. The key is never say your offer first if you can help it.
Okay, yeah.
You can leave money on the table, or you can, you can overdo it. You can offer them more than what they're even thinking.
Yeah, and when she has a for sale sign at her house, she said asking 199, 200,000, or I will take best offer. That's what she has. So I called her. I said, hey, I want to come look at your property tomorrow.
Know your exit strategy with that. Know your exit strategy with that, because at 250, 70% is 175,000. So it's already at 15,000-20,000 over where I need it to be, and that's hoping that it doesn't need any repairs.
Well, it does. It does need repairs. Just from looking at it, it's going to need some repairs. On that one, I'm planning on wholesaling if the numbers are right, obviously.
You probably got to get about 150.
I guess.
But that's where I'm at right now.
All right, man. Well, hey, let us know what happens. Post them in the comments. I know your title here, Rich Bags. What is it? Rich Bags.
Is that
Oh, Dallas Rick.
He's Dallas Rick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's me. I changed my name. Yeah.
I got you.
Go get the bags. Go get the bags.
Hey, thank you. Put God first. Malachi 3:10. Anything could happen.
all right?
That's what's up, man.
Amen. Hey,
Later.
no man throw the scripture out there like that now.
Hey, Kingdom Child. No, it's not videos. Just get answered. This is something new. Just started this week. It's right.
No, we ain't forgot about y'all. Let's do some of the other stuff.
It is a new feature. And it's,
hey, y'all know your boy K. Y'all know I can't stand
no, it's so
we don't know how to act no more. We don't
Oh,
forgot
my
about
God,
it.
I ain't used to nothing.
Seriously, so maybe what you going on to strictly for videos.
Oh, well.
No questions at all. No questions asked. If you post the question, it won't get asked. Strictly
We're going to try to mix it up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm fixing to mix it up, but I'm just saying you can be chewed out in the comments.
I know they drilling you.
I ain't
We
doing
gonna do y'all like that. But how you ask the video question is go to comps101.com and you'll see the red button there. Go live with us now.
Yes.
All right. Now, well, let me go ahead and do this while I think we got a pretty good number of people here.
Yes.
Is that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away free courses, no limit, to the people that, and when I say free courses, no coaching now.
No coaching.
That's established, but this streamlines the free videos. It gets you to learn everything in one day versus taking 2 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, first thing you got to do is have a TikTok account. But I ain't on TikTok. This might not be for you, but it's free. Get it. All right.
Yeah.
What you'll do is they have this feature on TikTok called a duet. Okay. Just like Renika and I on the screen right now, you'll have one of my existing videos on the side and you're on the other side, right? So you want to do a duet of any of my posts. Ask Flipman is my TikTok handle, just like it is on Instagram, Twitter, here on YouTube, everywhere. Ask Flipman. All right. So what you have to do, though, is I probably have original videos on there. I probably got maybe 300, right? So in order to get those free courses, which probably is like a 15, might be more about $2,000 value, right? To get those 2 free courses on wholesaling houses and apartments, you must do a duet of 50 of my videos, right? And I can easily check it when I go to your account once you get to that number. But the important thing is that you make sure that you hashtag the same hashtags I have on those videos, right? So if you're not sure about any of this, that's what YouTube is for. Everything that I just said, you can go to YouTube and do a search and it's going to show you how to do it. So whenever you reach the point of duetting 50 of my posts, they got to be all different, can't none of them be the same. I will give you access to my free course, to my courses on wholesaling houses and apartment buildings.
Wow.
That don't cost you anything but a little time. So again, I'll repeat it later on. So that's how you get it. That's how you get the free courses.
Wow.
Videos on
Simple.
TikTok. Share the hashtags and have your account verified, and you could be the winner of all of
No, ain't no winners. You get it. Ain't no winners.
Get it?
Everybody get it that do it.
Everybody that does that gets it.
Everybody that does it is a winner.
Yeah.
Yes. You just messed up my commercial.
How many they need, John?
50.
50.
50 of my posts. I got a bunch of them. Hopefully you learn something too, whatever.
50. Hey. 50.
I am with Chris Monroe, STL. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Renikia. Chris Monroe, again, is putting it out there for you guys. Ask Flipman on all social media platforms, but specifically on TikTok. And it is pure value. Yes. If you feel, Mr. Conaway, that TikTok has security issues, it ain't for you.
It ain't for you. All sites have it. Come on, man.
That's cool.
All of them do. All of them put from my information.
Come on now.
I think they just made a big deal because it was China.
Yeah.
All of them doing it.
Niall Drummond says challenge accepted. He'll have it done by tomorrow.
Hey,
Exactly.
what's up, man? Hey, let's get it.
Said it ain't nothing but a
Taking maybe an hour, 2 hours.
Oh, it ain't gonna take that long. It won't even take that long.
It ain't gonna take that long.
Once you figure it out, it won't take that long.
Okay, so let's go ahead and bring Nicole. Nicole is a question. Nicole has been waiting patiently. Thank you so much, Nicole. Dude, if you're gonna do
I've been waiting for my sisters and my queen to come on the show.
Nicole.
Where?
Right there. Nicole.
Oh, okay.
Woo, let me take over that part.
Okay, Nicole. What you got up there, Nicole? What is that?
But yeah,
Nicole, it's just this meme that I had from when I was younger. I'm sorry.
Video clip.
Let's see that face, Miss Nicole.
Hello.
You're the first queen on the show. You're the first one. We have to show that face now.
We'll make these comments in the chat, man. Come on, let's get it.
So I'm from Staten Island, New York.
That's what's up.
And I'm not sure. I want to start, but I'm not sure because it's, of course, New York and houses are very expensive out here. And I mean, I was walking the other day on my street and I actually saw a bandit sign. So I didn't know that a lot of people do that in Staten Island.
That's what's up.
So should I like use my time to actually start in Staten Island?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Then you just hit my man and two callers, well, two video people back to back. Both of them were in California. One guy saw a vacant house, 1.1 million. The other dude's in the neighborhood, 800,000. That's similar to New York. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So what would I do when I get to the point of like finding cash buyers?
They're everywhere up there. You're talking about the capital of commerce in the world.
New York. That's
If
where the
you
money
find
at.
a property up there that's worth $1 million, that's worth $1 million in excellent condition, ARV. If you can get it for $700,000, and we'll say the repairs $80,000, you'll find a cash buyer that'll pay you $800, $810 for it in a week. No problem. The reason houses are that expensive is because people can't afford them.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So, hey, do your thing. You seen a bandit sign up there? Make it happen for real. You need to do whatever for real.
And go to New York, y'all got a gold mine out there because, you know, everyone has a lot going on. So you may want to go to Brooklyn, Harlem, all these other, there's real groups in Manhattan. You want to travel to all these different real estate groups because they're buying all over the place. They're buying where the money makes sense and the numbers make sense. So definitely network with all the real estate groups that you can drive to in your area, because that's where you're going to find a lot of buyers too. And exactly the same way we find the properties is the same marketing that we do to find the buyers. So put those banner signs out too for cash buyers.
Hey, well, let us know what happened, Nicole. I'm very interested in that. You're in one of those places. If you get something going, hit me up ASAP. 205-492-3425.
All right, I got you.
And don't be rude. There have to be more people in New York that want to figure this out. All y'all get together. I don't care. A couple y'all in Brooklyn, Harlem, all over the place. At the end of the day, y'all come together and y'all wholesaler. I don't know what out of New York. New York is a gold mine.
All right. Good luck, Nicole, and thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. So next, let me see if I can do this myself. Dennis. What's going on? Thank you. I see he's caught you slipping. Almost dozed off. Didn't even know. How you doing and where you from?
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all.
Making it easy, buddy.
How's it going?
Say the word. You good?
Wait a minute. I know
Memphis.
You even know what he was about to say.
Oh, he do it. He knows it. In style.
Okay.
Pimping houses in style.
Pimping houses in style. That's what's up.
Cool. Hey man, I just got my first contract. I just got my first house on the deal, but it's an absentee owner, and I don't have a purchase sales agreement that I can send do via like an e-doc. Do you have anything available?
Of course he does.
Yeah, man. Right here, man. Hey, what you do is go to YouTube and do a search for Flipman 2020 contract. In that video, I explain how you go to my site, deallater.com. You fill out the contract there. It's going to look all professional. You hit generate. You download the contract. You can either print it out or you can download, save, upload to somewhere like DocuSign, one of the signature sites. Boom, send them the link. And in the video, I explain all of that in that video. And bam, all they do is click, 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 sign. You get a notification. You got your signed contract. Just like that.
Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, man.
Simple.
All right. Thank you, King and Queen, man. I appreciate you all, man.
No problem, man.
Opportunities.
I'll be up there in Tunica soon.
Wait a minute. Stay out of Tunica.
That's what's up. I'll come down to Tunica with you and meet you in person, man.
All right, make it happen, man. Just hit me up.
All right. Thank you. Have a good
night. You too.
All right, love it, love it. Yes. So people are asking, what are they supposed to do in the duets? Just mimic you, or
they ain't gotta do nothing. You'll see some of the duets that I do with people. A couple of them I might be doing something, but normally I'm just probably sitting there learning something or whatever.
Hold up, they can just upload these.
Yeah, I seen the one that you just posted earlier this week.
Yeah, I don't care.
I do care.
No, just upload it. Just duet it. You can now. Some of them I might be trying to make an attempt to dance or something.
Ooh, that's what
or whatever.
Okay.
You can do that if you can. It won't take much. If you want to make that more entertaining, I encourage that or whatever. Than what I'm trying to do or whatever, because it's not going to be hard to top me or whatever. So just roll that. So get my courses free on wholesaling houses and apartment buildings. All you have to do is go to TikTok. Don't have an account, set up one and duet. You don't know how to do that, go to YouTube and look up how to duet, how to do TikTok duets or whatever, and use the same hashtags on that particular post that I used. Right? You don't know how to do that, go to YouTube and it'll show you. So you need to do 50 of the current posts that need to be all different. And once you do that, you hit me up, say, hey, Ty, check out my TikTok profile, or just text me share your link on your profile. Once I see that, boom, I'll send you immediate access to the courses. There's no limit. No limit.
Oh, here we go. All right.
So you get both. You get both?
You get both courses.
Yes.
No brainer. It's a no-brainer.
So, World of Hearts. Appreciate you. I done seen the sun go down in that background. I'm sorry about that.
That's what's up.
How you doing? Where you calling from?
Oh,
I can't hear you. Your sound.
Renika went out.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, that was me. I had it.
Okay, I can hear you now.
No, I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia. I just started. Me and my wife, we just started in this. I've been watching Flipman a lot. And thank you for a lot of your information. My question is though, when it comes to comping the properties, I struggle with the repair costs. People say a specific price, but up here I'm new to Atlanta, so I just moved up here like 5 months ago. But when they say the repair costs, when it comes into with the comps, I be feeling like I don't know how to find a deal without the repair costs.
I got you. Okay, let me give you a couple of simple ways to do it. I picked this up from one of my YouTube subscribers. I did an interview with him. Miles did $35,000 on his first deal, and one of the buyers that he was dealing with, the investors, he said, "You have the 4 7s. That's plumbing, heating and air, electrical, and roofing. All right, each one of those $7,000. Some markets would be less or more, whatever. You go with 7, that's going to be a good solid number. All right, so if all 4 of them are needed, that's 28,000. So you just round that up to 30 grand off the top, right? And so you can just subtract as needed. Now you still can have, your floor and your windows, update bathrooms, all that stuff. You can just do 5,000 on each one of those, and painting and all of that or whatever. But another simple way of going about it is take the square footage. If it's livable, times that times 25. If it's not livable, $40 per square foot.
Okay, and that's just a quick way where
that's just a quick, simple way. Again, once you get into higher end houses or really, really lower end houses, that can be adjusted a little bit, but normally you're going to be in the ballpark. Because there's not going to be one number. You send 5 contractors out, they're going to come out with 5 different prices or whether you just need a generalization to plug into your number so you know if you have an opportunity or not.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. So I could give an offer or even make an offer on the property. That's what I was struggling with, because I didn't even know how to do a quick way to run the comps real quick without trying to really go and just have it as that. But I'm definitely gonna call you on it, because I'm trying to do some deals, man. And me and my wife, I'm putting I didn't spend $1,000 on different programs, so it's like, man, yeah. So I'm like, I'm into it. You know, I got skin in the game. I just gotta just, you know, put it out there now with Prop Stream, another program, another.
I got you.
Yeah, I just gotta put it out there, man. And thanks for your content, though. I'm following you every day.
All right, no problem, man. No problem. Make it happen.
I will.
All right. Thank you for joining us. See you next Thursday.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
All right, man.
Okay. Elvin Green, I gotcha. Did Renee ever come back?
No, she didn't come back.
Okay. Well, Elvin, thank you for joining us. Thumbs up. I see you. Where are you calling from?
How y'all doing? How you doing? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
I'm calling from Forney, Texas. I originally just moved here Saturday from Louisiana. Originally born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. Was in Baton Rouge since Katrina. That's kind of where I was. 4 deals kind of fell through, but that was some of my early learner stages. So I just wanted to know, how do you guys anxieties with, you know, fear of failing, or, you know, get on phone calls and like just accept it, no. And also I'm in Forney, Texas now, so to infiltrate a new market. This is a smaller city, and I'm still new. I still have Louisiana tags, so I don't want to look suspicious, you know. So what are some tips that you guys can give me with doing that? How you doing, Queen? How you doing today? The few questions I have, and also.
All right. So how big?
Yeah.
How big of a city is that?
Population maybe 40,000, maybe. Like, it's a very small city. So like Mesquite is like 15 minutes, Rockwall is 20 minutes over, and Dallas is like 40 minutes. So this is really like a pass-through type of city. So it's really small. But me and my spouse rode out to a store and I saw a neighborhood. I was like, oh wow, this is where I need to be. But I want to know how to get into that, you know. Like I said, I'm from Louisiana, tags have been switched over, so I don't want to be suspicious in neighborhoods, you know.
Oh no, don't worry about
so
don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
I'm from New Orleans, so
go get your money regardless.
Yeah, as far as you said about the anxiety of, you know, I guess things not working out like you want. I think that was your original question. That was his original question.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
original question about the anxiety.
The way you started, for me, the way you'll solve your problem. People wonder why I may put out my phone number and all this stuff, or what the way I go about it. And see, I'm not the most organized person, but if I create enough chaos, right, in the sense of interest in what I have to say and what I have to offer, no matter what it is, I have so much stuff coming at me. Even when I'm not having a good day, I'm just one phone call away from it being a good day. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Or one text message, looking at it, turning it into a better day, or whatever, or an email or something. So my point is that if you're generating enough leads and activity on a day-to-day basis, you'll stumble into a real estate deal. Not saying it's easy by no means. I'm not saying that by no means. I'm just saying if you create enough activity, that you're going to do deals. It's just that simple. So, you know, you can only go by what your resources are or whatever. So if you don't have a lot of resources, then you're going to have to do stuff online. And when I say resources, put in the market and generate leads. So you have to do a lot of stuff online. So now that's where you'll get into targeting landlord, which is a big thing for me, is targeting landlords or whatever. Now you may want to also Dallas is only 40 minutes away. You gotta incorporate that in your farming area because it's so big.
Yeah, I seen the Dallas guy Eric on here, so I want to see if I can try to get in contact with him too. So that's he's Dallas Eric, so I want to see if I can.
Oh, talking about my man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he'll probably start watching this. Just post your information in the comments of this video, and I'm sure he's still probably watching this or whatever. He'll probably just hit you up or whatever. Just post some of your social media there. What was it? What was the second question?
About like I said, I'm in a new city. And I've seen a neighborhood near, so I do want to like go into the neighborhoods. Like I said,
okay.
Like sort of.
Well, you're just gonna drive. A city of that size is not gonna take long for you to drive most of the neighborhoods. So you'll do that just driving for dollars or whatever. But you got to go to Dallas. You got to make that a mission. I don't know how the work schedule, whatever you have going on there. You're gonna have to go over there a couple of times a week or whatever, or at least be targeting that every day as much as you possibly can online through different methods. My recommendation is using Zillow for rent, Craigslist for rent, Facebook Marketplace for rent. Hopefully you find you a tired landlord and reaching out to them on a daily basis, whether it's through phone calls, text messaging, or you can build you some lists and target them by text message, which is what I recommend, or whatever. But Dallas is going to have to be your farming market or whatever. Where you live is cool, but Dallas with, millions of people there, there's going to be thousands of opportunities or whatever. You just got to let yourself be home, my man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because to add to that, as you are in those smaller, because I look at it like Atlanta. Atlanta is the area where everyone gravitates towards, but it's so much other small cities around Atlanta, even outside of Atlanta. And there's a lot of opportunities out there, but there's a lot of investors that don't take their time to go an hour south to Macon or Runner Robins or Athens area, the Columbus area, the Augusta, Savannah area. So you as an investor who are in those areas, if it's something that you do want to take advantage of your backyard, you want to paint that picture to make those Dallas investors to come and invest in this area. Like, this is a gold mine. These are buy and holds. We're getting 30% returns. This is a great area for you all to park your money. So you want to create that reason of why that Dallas investor or those big time investors from Dallas and those other areas in Texas want to go and maybe invest into those areas outside of in the outskirts. So just kind of added strategy to what you're already doing.
I appreciate it. I use Text Magic. I have PropStream. So I understand some of the resources.
Before you go to Text Magic is not what you need. That's not going to keep you compliant. Look up my video, Text to Flip.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't used it, in like a month or so, but I mean, I was getting good feedback from that. Good responses. It does. It worked, but I understand what you're saying, so I'll definitely go into look into that. But I appreciate you guys having me on, answering my questions. Thank you guys again, and I wish the best to you guys.
All right, thank you. Good luck out there.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Bye-bye.
You see, I fixed the laptop.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so guys, oh my gosh, hour plus. I'm gonna knock out these few questions here. But woo, we're not gonna do this all night. We can do this all night. Like, oh wow, we no, we're gonna do this next Thursday. Okay, so B Neil, I see you. Hey,
Queen number 2.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Mobile, Alabama.
Oh,
okay.
That's what's up. Hey, Dolphin Street, University Boulevard, Spring Hill Avenue,
Dolphin Island Parkway.
Dolphin Island Park, DIP.
Yes.
Yeah, my little brother, one of my older brothers live off DIP. What's up? What you got?
Well, I did type my question in, but I have a seller. She has a property. She's asking $65,500 for the property. The ARV is around $111,000. The repairs are about 25,000, 25 to 30,000. Okay. But she has a mortgage on the property of about 56,000.
Oh, okay.
So I was just wondering, like, is that even worth?
Is she distressed with the mortgage? What's the situation?
She
Why does she
seems
want to
motivated. She's divorced, and she seems like she's basically just wants to be out of the house, and she just kind of wants to be rid of it. And she's actually dropped her price to 65.5 within the last week. She started out at about, I think, like 79,000. And she's dropped within the last week. So she seems to be pretty motivated, but I was just, wanted to know, was that a good deal? Is it something that I could look into?
Yeah.
No, she's currently living in the house, but she says that she can be out of the house around the end of August.
How much you say is the value of the property?
Right now, I did my comps, is coming up at about 111,000.
And she said 30 in repair. You said 30 in repairs.
Yeah, roughly about 25
so
to 30.
So that's 95. So that's what, 5, 16. That's 21.
But you're probably talking about to flip it out, to really put the renovations in there to flip it, or to just get it to livable condition.
Well, it seems to be, I think most of the repairs, she sent pictures, and mostly it seems like a lot of floor repair, like it's a lot of flooring that needs to be done.
What's the square footage on the house?
The square footage is around 1,700 square foot.
I really think she's just asking more than what you may need to give her. It seemed like a really good property. I mean, she lives there, so obviously it's kind of like a turnkey. Yeah. I'll focus more on like a buy and hold investor. Because it seemed like a good buy and hold.
Yeah,
it seemed like a good return on that.
Tell her you could do 60, put it on the contract with a 14, 21 day due diligence. Just put it out there and see if you can get somebody to give you, 70. I'll put it out there at 70, see what comes back or whatever.
Okay. Okay. I just didn't know how it would work.
But I would definitely try to get her to lower her price.
Oh, no,
probably far down.
The mortgage is no big deal. What'll happen at closing at 60,000? Let's just say when at 60,000 she owes 56. What will happen is that the lender be paid off. They'll be issued their funds, and she gets the difference, which is the $4,000 difference. So that's that's what she walks away with, $4,000 or whatever. Assuming if it was at 60 or whatever, it's 65, she'll walk away with $9,000, so or whatever. So that the mortgage is no big deal in the sense of it being paid off. That's the first thing that happens at a close. That those funds are dispersed to them. So,
and see if she will entertain a subject too.
You understand what a subject to is?
I do understand what it is, but this would be like my first offer. I've been doing a lot of educate myself. I've been following you, Flipman, for quite some time, and so I'm just really kind of ready to push the button. I feel like I do have the knowledge and the skills, the knowledge that I need to have to make an offer, make a deal. It's just I'm just trying to get to that point. And I'm kind of a little iffy. I don't know. I mean, I know once before you said about the market here in Mobile, Alabama is a good market, but I guess I'm just trying to figure out which niche would be more beneficial to me where I can actually, be successful. Yeah.
Well, you just want to take them deal by deal and have just a lot of different options to put a deal together. Like you could just set up the terms on that as a subject to, or even a lease option or something, and just wholesale them out or whatever. Somebody takes on the paper subject to or whatever, and you may charge a $10,000 fee just to take the terms, take the deal that you negotiated or whatever. If you don't want to stay in it or whatever. Where did you go to high school at in Mobile?
BC Rain High School.
Oh, BC Rain. Okay, I don't know a couple people went there. Okay, all right, that's what's up.
Yeah. And I think it's really cool. You guys have the video chat. That's pretty cool. I've been.
Yeah, don't tell him that.
No, this is cool. I really think you got all the pieces. You know, be confident in what you know. Put it on the contract and put it out there. Market your property to your buyers that you may know. Mobile is a big deal. I mean, we hear about Mobile here in Atlanta a lot. So there's a lot of activity going on in Mobile. You know, I'm sure there's real groups and real estate groups out there in Mobile. Get involved in those real estate groups, get it connected to them. So, you know, to me, real groups to me when I first started was like real estate church. You know, during the week, life beat me up, everything beats me up, these contracts not going through, people, you know, get on the phone saying anything, and then you go to your real group and you realize that everybody's going through this and everyone pushing through and everyone getting their contracts. So you know, it just allows you to stay around people that's motivated in the lane that you're doing. So don't be afraid to get around and network with the people in Mobile. I think you got a good deal, and I think one of the best, easiest way to sell that would probably be more of a buy and hold buyer, because it seemed like a really good buy and hold deal.
Yeah, and it's in a pretty decent neighborhood, so I just wanted to know, would it be worth my time?
Oh yeah, if she entertains some owner financing, most definitely.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys.
All right, B.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Ron Mack. You've been waiting patiently, sir. Thank you for being so patient, and thank you for joining us. Let us know where you're from. All right, Mr. Ron Mack. You've been waiting patiently, sir.
Okay, good evening. How's everybody doing this evening?
We're well, thank you.
I can't hear. Hold on.
All right, you good now?
You can hear us?
Mm-hmm. We see you.
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
No, we can hear you.
See.
Yeah. I got you on my TV and computer at the same time. If I mute my TV, I can't hear you.
No, we can hear you. Okay.
Yeah. I got you on my TV and computer at the same time. If I mute my TV, I can't hear you.
Just go ahead and ask your question and just mute it, because we can hear you.
Okay, here's my issue. Ooh, this is not good.
Just go ahead and ask your question and just mute it.
Okay. Okay, just connect with you guys on Instagram. I'm looking at a package deal in Atlanta. It's actually in Hakeville. It's a duplex and a single family resident. I'm thinking about doing a hold on this because the property values in the area are going up. I had a contractor friend of mine to look at it, and we discovered some damage, some rotten wood, termite damage. So it seemed like the current owner's not really doing a lot of upkeep. So I'm thinking about doing some upgrades. There are some rehabs going on in the area. So my question to you, Ty and Renika, if I pronounce your name correctly, how would you handle this? How would you finance it? And should I get with the agent to do this? Because like I said, I want to do this as a fix up and hold because of the way the property is going up in the area.
What is the value of the property and how much you're buying it for?
The way the property going up in the area.
What is the value of the property and how much you're buying it for?
The way the property going up in the area. He wanted $280 for both. I countered with a written offer of $220 for both. The duplex is 56 square feet. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 bedrooms on one side and 1 on the other side. And the single family is I don't have information in front of me right now, but it's 3-1.
Okay. So now when you do a package deal, it's very important that you separate the two. Separate the two and evaluate each deal separate. Very, very important. So When you're looking at both of these deals, separate the two. How much do they want for this duplex and how much do they want for the single family? What is the value of the duplex alone? What is the value of the single family? How much rehab work does one of them, how much rehab work the duplex need? How much rehab do the single family need? Evaluate them different when you come up with the best price possible for them both. You're gonna have to finance them different anyway, separately. If you're going to look to take them both down, you need to finance them separately anyway. So you want to evaluate them separately. If you're going to look to take them both down, you need to
Okay.
So, what I want you to do is take my number down. Let's talk about this. I'll walk you through it. It's right in my backyard. I'll walk you through it. It seemed like we got a lag here with I don't know, with technology here, but if you want to call me first thing in the morning, we can talk about it, and I can tell you exactly how to put this deal together and how to finance it. I think we got a lag in technology. Talk about it. I can tell you exactly. Finance. I think we got a lag in technology. I can tell you exactly.
Let's keep finance. All right, so tell them how you could contact them. What's the best way to reach out on Instagram?
Contact me via my office at 770-888-8108.
For Ron. Yes, Ron, contact you with that information. And
first thing in the morning, I'll tell you exactly how to put that together.
All right, thank you, Renikia. Henry Anthony, you heard your name. That's right. You the one about it. You the last one. That smile.
101. Look.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Yes, sir. It's a privilege to be on here. You put it in such layman terms, man. I really appreciate you. Thank God for you. And hello, Miss Nikia.
Hello.
Where you calling from?
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Town.
All right. Well, what's your question, sir?
So I have two. I would like to know, how do you give a fair assessment fee, or do you just try to be greedy? And to go hand in hand with that, what creates equity in a home? Is it the people interest that keeps giving it value, or is it, what is it that creates equity in a home?
Well, I want to take the second question, and I used to take theirs. But what creates equity in a home? So really, the value of the properties around it is really what creates equity in the property. So, the equity in the property is the value, not the value, but it's the value. It's the value of the real estate over any debt that is owed. So, say for instance, you have a property that is valued at $100,000, but you owe $50,000 on it. That causes you to have about $50,000 worth of equity in your property. What causes that equity to grow is when properties around it, your value of your property is the average of the comps within a quarter mile within the subdivision that have sold within the last 30 days to 3 months. And that's really what creates equity and creates value. It's value based on what properties have sold over the last 30 days, 3 months per se. And that's what creates the value to continue to increase or decrease. If the properties are sold in the area are less than your property value, your property equity will decrease. If the property in the area is sold higher than your property value, that means your property value will increase. So it goes by the properties that are sold in the area.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, as far as to follow up on that a little bit, on that equity, like you said, it's the value of the property and basically what you owe. If you don't owe anything on $100,000 value, you have $100,000 in equity. If you owe $20,000, then you have $80,000 in equity. If you owe $80,000, what would you use them? We owe $70,000, right? Then you only have $30,000 in equity. That's the 100 minus the 70. You have $30,000. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get the difference.
That's what the equity is. So now, as far as how not to be greedy, right? Hell, I don't. That's gonna be relative. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Some people
I
think.
need all mine, man.
Yeah, some people.
that part. I'm trying to get the most.
Some people think we scum of the earth just because we find a real estate deal and don't pay full value for it, huh? When you go to Walmart and you walking down the aisle and they have Coke, normally what's a case? What's in a case? 12?
12 pack.
A 12 pack that's normally $7.99. You get it for $4.99. You don't go up there and say, "Hey, I know it's $4.99, but I don't want to take advantage of y'all. I'm gonna pay the $7.99." No, this is a capitalistic society. No, you buy low or whatever.
Absolutely.
You know and so you're gonna negotiate the best deal you can negotiate in your favor. You're not twisting anyone more. You don't have a gun on them. They're accepting what they are willing to accept or whatever. I can't get into now. I've been in situations where I may get, you connect with people a little bit, but at the end of the day, you don't know if you really negotiated a great deal or not. In some cases, you might think that or whatever. So that's why you got to come up with the best number possible, because the investors that you may put it out to, like, man, you crazy or whatever.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you got to go in and invest. You got to go in with the mindset, hey, I got to get the best deal possible. If the seller accepts it, fine. If not, because no different if they oversell you a property, they're not going to feel sorry for you. You know what I'm saying? If the property is valued at 100 and they sell it to you for 130, anybody gonna feel sorry for you? No.
They're gonna get that money.
Don't get into that. Do the best you can to pay your bills.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. And most importantly, when you put your deals together, it's very important to know that when you're doing these deals, you are giving everyone what they ask for. So it's not just saying that you're greedy or anything. If you say you want $50,000 for the property and I give you 50, but I made 50,000 on you, I gave you what you asked for. So at the end of the day, everyone is getting what they asked for in this deal. So never feel like you overdoing anything, because the market dictates what the property is going to sell for anyway. You can want a 250,000, but if the market say the value is 50, the value is 50. So the market, that's why it's called market value, because the market really moves the needle. The market is going to tell you know what, you're selling that too high. I don't want it. I'll buy for this. So the market will tell you the maximum amount of money that you can really sell these properties. There's a lot of wholesalers, I'm telling you, you will shoot yourself in the foot overpricing your properties from the start too. Because there's properties that I get all the time. I'm like, I would never pay $150,000 in this area. They probably got this property for $100,000, but they put so much spread in it that I won't even look at it because it's too overpriced. Because I know the area. So at the end of the day, make sure it's all reasonable, because real investors, they know the area, they know the value of these properties. So when you shoot them something that's overpriced, they're not even looking at it. So you're shooting yourself in the foot trying to do too much. So do the right numbers, understand your numbers. And Ty has a really great calculator who shows you the maximum amount of money or assignment that you can get on those deals.
Yeah, I used Dealulator before, and I like it. It does help. Like I've been noticing that the equity, like the in between, you're saying it's a good area, I guess. Like I seen a $500,000 home surrounded by like maybe 200 at the most. So I'm like, okay, I can probably make her offer of say 320. She said, oh, what I first offered her on the initial call, first time talking to her, I made her offer. She was like, oh no, the tax assessment is over that. So I at least want the tax assessment. So I'm like, okay, I didn't know it was such a large house, a $500,000 home, but
well, her house is an outlier. If it's a 200,000, 250 neighborhood, it'd be very difficult for her to get that $500,000. You know what I'm saying? You have outliers.
The tax assessment,
that would be the ARV. That would be the ARV 700,000. It's a 5,000 square foot home, and she got it for sale for like 320. She said it's the minimum. No.
She may be able to get that, but not anything close to 500 or whatever. They just whoever built that house overbuilt for the neighborhood. That's possible. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to sell that house per square foot or whatever based on what the 250 houses sold for. They just overbuilt, and that's their fault or whatever. You know.
And then that goes back to your question earlier. If the properties around her $500,000 property is selling for 200, it's actually decreasing her value. It decreases her equity.
Yeah.
So she won't get what she thinks she can get.
We've all driven, not saying this the hood, but we all driven through the hood and seen the mansion in the hood.
Right.
They overbuilt.
Yeah. And it ain't worth $1 million.
No, it ain't worth $100,000 or $70,000.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much, man.
All right, Henry, man. Hey, find something out there. Let's partner up down there in St. Pete, Tampa area, man. Let's do it.
I'm trying my
It's
best.
a gold mine out there.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, look, I'm working on this property right now.
All right, that's what's up, man.
Nice.
All right, Playboy.
Love it. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you. All right, guys. I appreciate the patience for everyone that had the opportunity to join us tonight. Yes, it was something new. Guys, in the comments, I get it. And I'm sorry. I appreciate y'all's patience too. Cut it out. A lot of you guys actually said they love the content and helped it sink in a little bit better because versus they get to actually hear the
because people can have follow up because a lot of times we can't follow up.
Yeah, I can't follow up and then I don't get back to you.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I am kind of with you. Eric. You know, they're like, hey, if we're gonna do this is gonna take up a little bit more time. Maybe you guys do this twice a week. But guys, guess what? We've been on for 2 hours. Y'all got us for 2 hours tonight. You got me. I had to swing by the stove. It was close enough to 2. I say 2. We rounding up. We round up. We don't round down. No. We like repairs. We rounding up. Okay.
Round up.
Thank you, guys. I did.
Oh, let me announce again.
Wait a minute.
Okay, all right.
Your questions, I see them. And as you all know, Ty posts this video pretty much as soon as we're done. And he comes back and he answers questions even after the video is posted. So your question will more than likely still get answered.
It's going to get answered.
It's going to get answered. Just come back and read the comments.
Yeah, post it in the comments of this video once it goes into replay mode on YouTube. So wait about 10 minutes and it'll go back into replay mode or whatever. So while I'm talking, remember you can get the free courses on wholesaling houses and apartment buildings. Learn all this stuff in one day instead of 2 months through the free videos, which those are good. They're needed or whatever. You can get the courses for free. No coaching. You can get the courses for free. No coaching. But you can get them for free of about a $2,000 value, right? All you have to do is go to my YouTube or my TikTok, Ask Flipman, right? If you don't have an account, it's free. It's free, right? It's free. And duet, you don't know what that means, just educate yourself on YouTube. Duet 50 of my posts. Once you hit that number, hit me up, whether it's on TikTok, call my phone, wherever, and I'll give you free access to my courses, right? That's all you got to do. There's no limit on the number of people that can do that. So duet 50 of my posts. They have to be different and place the same hashtags that I have in my post in your duet or whatever. So if you don't know how to do that, go to YouTube and figure out that. So if you're seeing this is your opportunity to get my courses for free.
All right, there we have it. Mr. Ron, I got your message on the inside there that you missed it. Just go back about an hour and 30 minutes in and just play back that number. Just contact her first thing in the morning like this. Yo, one shot, man. One shot.
Oh, and the app. I have the app video out tomorrow too, I think. If I can get the graphics guy in here.
Man, chill out. Okay, so the Deal Your Letter app is up. Yes, you have the TikTok videos that you can do the 50 duets. You know, keep it clean, keep it fun. Do that. Miss Renikia, I love this platform. You nailed it per usual. Guys, I didn't really get to ask the questions, and I apologize. I didn't give Renikia the time to tell you about her company. We're going to do that now, right now. So Renikia, tell our subscribers across all our social media platforms how exactly they can get in contact with you. And like Mr. Ron in the AM, and what services your company provides that could benefit them if they want to take their wholesaling game up to the next level.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, first and foremost. Thank you, Ty. And thank you, Adrian, for allowing me to be a part of this show. I focus on the money. So what we realized that nothing moves before the money, although we teach how to buy and sell real estate with absolutely no money. There do come a time where you may want to put money into your marketing to really ramp up on the resources that you want to take advantage of, time that you want to get to the next level and do a fix and flip or a buy and hold. And if so, you want to tap into leveraging your credit, tap into the different creative financing options that we have. You can go to fundmynextdeal.com to get access to those programs, or you can reach me on Instagram or Facebook with my first and last name.
All right, there you have it. Mr. Ron McNall, it don't work in reverse. He says, I've already purchased the course. If I do the TikTok, does it work backwards?
What course did he purchase?
I don't know.
Yeah, now if you purchase the ebook, that's all I want. That's something. I'm talking about the actual course. The ebook is just something different.
No. Actual no coaching. Courses, no coaching.
Yeah.
Yes, Kentrell, thank you for joining us. You're new to the live
Oh,
stream.
and follow me while you're on there too.
Yep. Follow @Flipman across all social media platforms. I have never seen a frowny face on the emojis up there. It's normally just a thumbs up and the heart. I actually have frowny faces up there. I am very disturbed. Disturbed right there. You see it? Yeah.
Oh, a bunch of them too.
A bunch of them too. Wow, man. Wow. Yeah.
I tried. Oh.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. We will be here next Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern. And we out. We'll see you.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.